Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Screen Crush. I'm Ryan Airy. When Nick Fury paged Captain Marvel in the end credits of Avengers Infinity War, it seemed like a giant plot hole. I mean, why didn't the former S.H.I.E.L.D. director call Carol during any of the other previous world-ending events? Well, Marvel's slowly been answering that question over several years, and it tells us a lot about who Nick Fury is. But before we go on, big spoilers are ahead for Captain Marvel and most other Marvel movies. When we first meet Fury, he shows up to recruit Tony Stark into the Avengers Initiative. In Captain Marvel, we find out that he's been planning the initiative for more than a decade. At the end of the film, he tells Coulson that they don't need more weapons, they need heroes. Now on the surface, it might seem like Fury just wants to control the most powerful people on Earth.
He's a spy. Captain, he's the spy.
And it makes sense that the government wouldn't want people like the Hulk to run around unchecked. I mean, like Thunderbolt Ross says.
Tell me, Captain, do you know where Thor and Banner are right now? If I misplaced a couple of 30 megaton nukes, you can bet there'd be consequences.
So why did Fury try to recruit heroes instead of turning the heroes into soldiers? Why recruit Stark instead of stealing his tech and making your own Legion of Iron Men? Well, because in Captain Marvel, he saw the Kree manipulate Carol and she turned against them. He understands that powerful people won't work for you, but they will work with you. But this also means that Fury has to have faith in the internal goodness of these heroes. This theme of faith in people recurs in several Marvel movies. Jensen saves Stark's life because he sees that Tony could do a lot of good in the world. Erskine chooses Steve Rogers because of his inherent goodness, and he even tells him,
"Whatever happens tomorrow, you must promise me one thing, that you will stay who you are."
Not a perfect soldier, but a good man.
and in his last moments, he points to Steve, wordlessly telling him, "Don't forget who you are." And in Captain Marvel, Coulson makes the call to disobey orders and let Fury go, forever earning his trust. Fury has always believed in people first.
The idea was to bring together a group of remarkable people, see if they could work together when we needed them to fight the battles that we never could.
He stuck by this belief for years, even after the World Security Council shelved the Avengers Initiative.
The Avengers Initiative was shut down.
And Tony Stark looked like he was unfit for duty.
Prone to self-destructive tendencies. I was dying.
He still thought that a group of super-powered, good-hearted people could save the Earth from any threat. But his faith did waver at one point when S.H.I.E.L.D. began using the Tesseract to make weapons.
Last year, Earth had a visitor from another planet who had a grudge match that leveled a small town.
Well, at this point, Fury didn't have any viable superpowered recruits. The Hulk was literally on a rampage in the same week, Stark was unstable, and Cap was frozen in ice. He needed some kind of contingency.
But we are hopelessly, hilariously outgunned.
But of course, his earlier instincts proved correct, and the Avengers saved the Earth. He has so much faith in these people that he's not afraid to cut them loose at the end of the Avengers.
I'm not currently tracking their whereabouts.
Before she leaves Earth, Carol hands Fury the modified pager and says, "Only use in case of emergency." But weren't all of these events considered emergencies? An invasion of Earth, the end of all reality, the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D., and the rise of a genocidal robot. Well, this is why I'm talking about Fury's faith in heroes. Through every crisis, he believed that they would save the day. He knew that Thor would stop the Dark Elves, and that Cap would stop Hydra, and the entire team would defeat Ultron.
Well, this is good times, boss, but I was kind of hoping when I saw you, you'd have more than that.
I do. I have you.
And in Captain Marvel, we get to see the events that shaped his worldview. He saw that every nuclear missile on Earth couldn't stop the Kree Armada, only a superhero could save the day. This is why in later movies, Fury knows when he's outgunned and has no say in celestial matters.
Tesseract is where it belongs. Out of our reach.
In his last moments, Fury didn't know what just happened in Wakanda, but he did see that the Avengers weren't enough, and that Earth needed help from a higher power. Unlike some prequels that leave more questions than answers.
And as a child, I built C-3PO.
The movie Captain Marvel weaves seamlessly into the fabric of the MCU, showing us the genesis of the Avengers. Without Carol Danvers, there never would have been the idea to bring together a group of remarkable people to fight the battles that we never could. But I want to hear from you guys. Why do you think Nick Fury waited? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're finding this for the first time, be sure to subscribe. For Screen Crush, I'm Ryan Airy.